months ago, it felt like I had no clarity in my life. I knew I wanted to do something productive, but I didn't know what. I would think for hours every day about what I was gonna do and how I was gonna do it. And that was the problem. I'd spend so much time thinking, trying to figure out the next perfect step, that I would end up not taking a step at all. And every time an idea would come up, I would think myself out of it. I would subconsciously try to find anything that could go wrong and use that as an excuse to not do it. So what did I do instead? I binged cheap dopamine. I scrolled for hours a day on TikTok, Instagram, you name it. Anything to cure my boredom. My brain was filled with so much fog that it felt like I wasn't even a part of the real world. So what is the solution? The only way to find clarity is to do the exact opposite. Don't look for it, and clarity will find you. We spend so much time thinking about what we should do next. What's the next best step? What's the best workout to do? What's the best platform to start posting on? We spend so much time thinking about the next step that's like the perfect thing to do, when in reality, the next best step is to just take action. Whatever thought comes to your mind first, just do it. Because the more we think, the more likely we are to think ourselves out of doing something. Think about that thing that you've really been thinking about doing. Why haven't you started? It's because there's that resistance there, and your brain is trying to think of any possible excuse to get you out of doing it. It's extremely hard to think yourself into happiness, but it's extremely easy to think yourself out of it. So many people are stuck in their own heads, and I don't blame you. I was in that same boat a few months ago. But once I adapted this mindset of just acting on your ideas, acting on your thoughts, not thinking about all the possible outcomes and just doing it and starting, so many doors have opened. I've been so much more at peace with life. I've just been a happier person in general. So if there's one thing that you take from this video, stop thinking and start acting. Now in today's world, there are much more problems and much more reasons why so many people lack clarity. But when you really break it down, it all stems from thinking. You have to be willing to be bored. It's so easy in today's world to fill ourselves with content 24/7 and to never experience the feeling of boredom. So many people can't even think for themselves because they're always in their phone, they're always on someone else's content, and they're never in their own brains. You really have to put the phone down. And this is the hardest step for most people. It was for me too. Think about the last time you've had a meal by yourself with nothing except you and the food. It's probably been a while. And it's not your fault. It's an easy escape. It's an easy hit of dopamine. These algorithms are created to keep us addicted, and it is tough. It's tough to break. But that clarity that you're looking for will never be found if you don't give your brain time to think for itself. I used to think that I would find clarity by scrolling through these platforms. A video would pop up that inspires me, and it did happen every once in a while. But let's be honest, it's very rare. And even when those videos do pop up, you're taking ideas from other people. You're really not thinking of those ideas yourself. So how do you start, right? Because I understand you can't just delete all your social medias. There's reasons people need them. But you have to get rid of the habit of picking up the phone right away when you're bored. The next time you feel bored, I want you to think back to this video and just try to sit there. Go on a walk, go do something, go clean your room, do anything besides go on your phone. Because this is a time where clarity does come up. It's the times where I don't have access to my phone, where I don't have access to media, where I get these video ideas, where I get ideas of what I want to do next. So I challenge you, after this video, put your phone down, put all your electronics away, and go do something that you might find a little bit boring. Go on a walk, clean your room, go journal, right? And it sounds like that's an easy thing to do, but in today's world, it really isn't. And it wasn't for me either. But you have to take that first step, because once you take that first step, it'll start to get easier in the future to do those things. And then you'll get more and more ideas, you'll get more and more clarity, and you'll start actually making progress towards your goals. But don't take it as you're putting the phone away to try and find clarity, right? Don't go on a walk and just be thinking the whole time, all right, what's the next step? Because then it goes back to the first point, that you're thinking too much about clarity. You're thinking about finding that next perfect step, and that's not the way to do it. There will be a time where that thought comes into your head. Believe it or not, if it's been months and months since you had one of these thoughts, it will come. You just have to give your brain space and time. So go on a walk with the sole purpose of enjoying nature, of just getting away from social media, taking a break. Even if you take a few walks and no ideas pop into your head, don't worry. More likely than not, you won't get one of those ideas. But it's also important to know that it's not just about that. It's about being present, living in the moment, getting out of our heads. In a world full of instant entertainment, instant dopamine, disconnecting from it all is so beneficial for us. You don't need the next perfect step. You need presence. And that path to presence is going to take a long time. Right? It's not going to be easy. But once you reach it, and once you're able to disconnect from the internet and think for yourself, that clarity is going to be there. You'll start to realize that you had all these ideas deep down inside of you that you couldn't see because of all the fog in your brain. So to recap, don't look for clarity. It'll come to you. I know it's hard to believe, but you have to give your brain space and time in order to find that clarity. Allow yourself to be bored, put the phone down, and soon enough, you'll find true clarity and peace. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.